everyone, it's Nicole from the Physio crew, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the truth that insurance companies don't seem to understand. So you may be watching this video and have had an injury at work or life-changing trauma, and I work with people like this all the time, and it's so important to get early intervention. Insurance companies don't seem to get this. If you leave things for a long time, there's so many psychological impacts, and the more that we're exposed to pain, the more that we learn pain, which might sound like a funny concept, but if you imagine that you practice tennis every single day for a year, then you actually become pretty good at tennis if you've had a good enough coach. And it's the same with the musculoskeletal system and pain. If you keep experiencing lots and lots of pain, you actually become very, very good at detecting it. So sometimes my job as a physio is actually to help people to program that hardwiring of, you know, I think about moving, that makes me tense because I'm expecting the pain, that gives me pain, I'm going to get more pain, and it's a vicious circle. So we have to break that cycle, and there's lots of different ways that we can do that. But it can be very, very negatively impacting if we've got a court case going on. So what I want you to really think about as a person who's had life-changing trauma is I want you to think about what you're doing in the meantime, because there's a huge amount of psychological stuff. You know, you can't work until the case has been, in some cases you're not allowed to work until the case has been resolved. You can't get back to normal life. You're not sure whether if you go back to work that's going to affect things. And my from a physio perspective, what insurance companies don't understand is that they are holding people up, because the best thing is to get people back to work as soon as possible, to get them back into a normal life where they've got self-esteem. And you might be thinking at the moment, I can't ever return to work, and that might be the case, but maybe it's because you haven't been shown yet how to go back into a different role. So just because you've had a spinal cord injury, it doesn't mean that you're not a valuable member of society that can't do and contribute to a really valuable job. I mean, it might, at the moment with all the barriers, you might think, oh, I can't cope with it, I don't want to go back to it, and that's absolutely fine if you've made that choice. But don't make that decision when in a very short space of time, when you don't know how you're going to feel in 6 months. You're going to be going through a grieving process of all this huge amount of change. You might be thinking, well, how am I going to deal with toileting at work? How am I going to be able to get up the stairs? How am I going to be able to do X, Y, and Z? But you have to remember that you are very valuable. Your brain is still very valuable. Even if you've had a head injury, you're going to be able to look at things from different perspectives, and there will be a role that will help contribute in a company, no matter what kind of injury. So if you decide, actually, no, the life-changing trauma has happened, I'd rather just do my own thing, that's absolutely fine. But in my experience, getting back to work gives you that self-esteem, it gives you that purpose, and it's really, really good for you. So what insurance companies don't seem to understand is that the rehab part of the process is really important. Getting somebody psychologically ready for work, getting people to be able to walk again if they're able to, getting people to be able to have some normal level of life is very, very important. And sometimes the insurance companies seem to be looking at the end payout. Now, I don't know, I've never had life-changing trauma, but from the hundreds of patients that I've spoken to, they don't care about a big payout at the end. They care about being able to use their legs. They care about being able to use their arm again. They care about being able to have the function that they had before. And we should be doing everything in our power to get you and other people, if you've had life-changing trauma, to the level that you had before. And one of the most amazing things, so inspiring, I mean, I'm not into Formula One at all, but my husband is. And there is a lad on there who lost both of his legs, amputated in a car accident. And probably when that happened, he probably felt, my goodness, my life has completely changed. What am I going to do? I wanted to be a Formula One driver. What is going to happen to me? And in the course of 6 months to a year, I think I've been watching it, he is now ambulating incredibly well on 2 prosthetics. He is doing interviews. I think he's like 18 or 19, and he's doing interviews. I mean, how absolutely fantastic. What an amazing role model. But he doesn't care about the money he's going to get in a payout at the end. He cares about being able to have a life of opportunity, of being able to give back to the world, of being able to enjoy and have fulfillment. And I think that's where a lot of insurance companies get it wrong. They are focused on the payout, about how they can work out how much someone's going to be paid, and that's right. I don't understand compensation that can be for them. I don't care about that. But what I do care about is making sure that there is an investment at the beginning in making sure that person has every opportunity to succeed. So having physio, having hydro, having a psychologist, because a lot of people think, oh well, you know, I don't need a psychologist, I don't need counselling. They somehow see it as a weakness, which is bonkers, because everybody would benefit from having a counselling session. Everybody would benefit from having a coach. Look outside and say, well, you know, you're dealing with grief. This is what grief is. This is how the brain adapts to it. These are the chemicals. It's not a weakness to get education on something. It's just there's a kind of a, I don't know why there's such a stigma with it. It's ridiculous, because it's really helpful for people. And you know what? There's going to be a psychological impact if you lost your legs. There's going to be a psychological impact if you had a head injury. It's normal. So seek that support. So I hope that's been helpful for you. If it has been, just hashtag useful and comment below. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. And if you've liked it, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page.